24 minutes in the books up there at TD Garden. Boston Celtics home against the Warriors and up by as many as 17 in this one, leading by 10 at the break. Gordon Hayward, big first half. 17 to lead the C's. We welcome you to the American Express Halftime Report. Studio J here in Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Chuck down there, Kenny, Shaq. Question for you, Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Before we get to the teammates. This Boston team is 3 games better record-wise than they were at this same point a year ago.
Wow.
Is this a better team?
Yes, a lot better. A lot better.
What makes them a lot better?
Kyrie Irving is a better player than Kemba Walker, but that doesn't make him a better fit on a team. It's not an individual sport. Kemba's more of a point guard. You know, when Kyrie dribbles way too much, that's why when he had his success with LeBron, I don't think he's ever going to have success as being the number one player because he don't make the players around him better. If you take away every year he hasn't played with LeBron, he has never won over 20 games. And everybody won when they played with LeBron. Kyrie's a great individual player, but he don't know how to make the guys around him better.
But you like Kemba Walker as a better fit for
much better fit.
Boston team. Okay, American Express teammates from the first half of this one, game 1 of our Thursday night double dip. Gordon Hayward's got 17. Jaylen Brown's got 13. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, and Kemba all average 20 as starters for Boston. No other team in the league can make that claim. So 17-point first half for Gordon Hayward. What'd you see?
Well, when you look at most teams, especially good teams, they have a definite 1-2 punch. For example, Milwaukee, number one guy is Giannis, followed by Middleton. But Boston, they have an interchangeable 1-2 punch with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But that third special piece has to be like a Super Bowl wide receiver, and that's Gordon Hayward. You know, he has the ability, to be, part of the 1-2 punch. But listen, he just come back off that gruesome injury, but this kid can put up big numbers, especially if he's touching the ball and playing well. Smart player, not going to ask for a lot of plays, always makes the right play. I love playing with Utah all the time. And if he can get going in the playoffs and play consistent and put up big numbers, along with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I think they can be the only team that could test Milwaukee.
Yeah, but
just test it.
And
right.
Jason Tatum, again, first All-Star nod today as one of the Eastern Reserves.
And every team, we talked about Milwaukee with Chris Middleton. You talked about now Boston, Kemba. That third person that you always say is Bledsoe. Who's going to be the third person? Who's going to – because at times –
Well, they got 3 guys averaging 20 points.
No, but I'm saying at times, Jaylen Brown, at times Hayward, at times
Kemba.
For the Sixers, that person has dipped low and not really done what they're supposed to do, and they haven't been able to win.
Well, they're winning. They're ahead of last year's pace. This Boston team.
No, I'm not saying they're doing it now.
No, but
in the past, that has been the Achilles heel.
Okay, but do you want to win?
What are you talking about? They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago.
No, a couple years ago.
Yeah, and then last year they made the Kyrie trade and they regressed. Yeah. They're aggressing this year. Okay. Listen, I think
aggressing,
whatever the hell I mean. Ascending.
Whatever the hell I mean.
Hey, listen, they're degressing and aggressing.
Okay. That Auburn University education.
Hey,
wow.
Hey, but let me tell you something, Shaq.
Oh, look that up.
It's in Jet.
Alabama.
No, it's in Jet, Ernie, the Black Bible.
Aggressive.
Okay. Go to Jet. Get off that centerfold girl too, Ernie. No,
whatever
Ernie,
the hell I mean.
So Shaq, let me tell you something. I actually agree with you guys from a talent standpoint. The Celtics I actually think they probably got more talent than Milwaukee. They don't have that killer like Giannis is. But the reason I don't
think they have more talent.
They do.
Yeah, when I see Williams coming in instead of Lopez.
But I'm talking about when you go Kemba, Gordon, Tatum, Brown,
what's my guy
Cantor,
from Villanova?
Dante DiVincenzo.
Those guys.
I forgot about
those guys get
George Hill.
George Hill.
Yeah, but we can disagree. I just think Boston got 5. They got at least 4 guys who are gonna be all-stars at some point. Okay. And like I say, Tatum, Brown hasn't
he's
been
that
one,
third piece.
And I love Cantor. You know how I love
Yeah.
Cantor. But the one thing they don't have a nuclear weapon. Like Milwaukee got a nuclear weapon. Philadelphia got 2 nuclear weapons that can go off at any second. They just inconsistent. Somebody.
Diplo?
Yeah, they are. Because with Simmons and Embiid, they got 2 nuclear weapons that aren't playing like nuclear weapons. They're just like, okay, let's just play basketball. They don't. Neither one of these guys have a guy with a killer instinct except Giannis.
Golden State was down 17 in this game and then aggressed to within 10. We'll be back with more on the American Express halftime report in just a second.
Just aggressing.
Take a wild guess at what you were trying to say.
Chuck said aggressing.
Hey, Tim, I'm sorry, Tim.
Oh, boy. Coming back in just a second, y'all.
And then he got mad at you, Kenny. Whatever the hell I mean.
You're watching the American Express Halftime Report. American Express, official card of the NBA.
Who lost his wife, Christina, Sunday. He graciously spent 15, 20 minutes with us. Here's a portion of our conversation. Can't thank you enough for taking some time. Matt, absolutely no idea of what you are going through on a minute-to-minute basis, but thank you so much for doing this. And I know you're a basketball fan. I'd like to introduce you to Charles Barkley.
Wow. Chuck, how are you, man?
Man, listen, we are all grieving, not as much as you are, but we're all grieving. Describe your wife to us.
Oh, man. Well, when I first met Christina, the first thing that struck me was that she was beautiful. I was like, man, she was tall. She had beautiful dark hair. She looked like she just flew in from Hawaii. She's just this beautiful woman. And that's always, a positive. But then once I got to know her, she was like a best friend. She was so smart, so kind, so funny. She was an amazing athlete. And she was quick. She was strong. She could shoot from anywhere as far as basketball went. The thing that really impressed me about Christina in all aspects of her life was she was just tenacious. She was a warrior. Losing a wife is just horrible. It's just horrible. But I know that there are, Kobe, Gianna, the Chesters, the Altobellis. We love them.
What was it like the first time you met Kobe?
Oh, man. First time I met Kobe was in carpool. He comes pulling up. It was his oldest daughter, Nani's. Comes pulling up. I think he was in a Bentley, or I forget. I think it was a Bentley or Mercedes. And he gets out, and I just went, "Holy crap, that's Kobe, man!" And he parked right in the middle of carpool, and he walked in. And then the principal goes, "Hey, man, you need to tell him to go move his car."
You tell him.
He'd score 45 points a night and then be in carpool the next morning just saying, hey, dropping off his kids. I mean, he was dedicated father, always there for his kids. He adored his kids, and he loved his family.
And Christina was an assistant coach for Kobe on this youth league team?
Yes, Christina and I coached our junior high school team together. And when both his girls were coming up, we were their coaches. And as it progressed, Kobe realized just how talented and bright Christina's mind was for basketball. And Kobe realized, and he called me one day. He said, hey, I want Christina to be my assistant coach. I said, well, you're going to have to ask her because she's running both my jobs. She's a full-time teacher, and she's got 3 kids. He goes, I'll take care of it. So we called her, and she quit her teaching job that same year.
Wow.
At one point, we were both working for Kobe. I was writing music, and she was coaching, and it was a great life, man. We thought we had it made. 3 beautiful kids. How quickly it goes. I'm just trying to live just moment by moment. So like this interview with you guys, this feels like normal. It feels normal. And I'm trying to just put together a string of normal moments, if that makes sense.
Perfect sense.
You don't know how much we loved your show. We watched it every night. We loved your banter. We loved the honesty in which you guys do things. And Ernie, you were one of my heroes. And you guys are just, all you guys are just, it's such an honor to be on with you guys. We loved you. Christina and I loved watching your show.
I appreciate that.
And we're so honored to have you on our podcast. This is awesome for us too, to talk to you.
Chuck, you are a special human being. You know that? I mean, it comes through in everything you do. Whatever you say is perfect, man, because it comes from the heart every time you speak.
Matt, what can we do for you?
This is amazing. You know, just talking to you guys is amazing. So just continued support, you know. Just don't forget her, you know. I would like to do something. My wife was a defensive specialist, and eventually I would like to start they used to call her the MOD, you know, mother of defense. Gianna coined that term. I would love to maybe set up a fund for people that really play defense, you know, the right way. Because defense, like Chuck, is heart. You know, you can be a great offensive player, but to be a great defensive player, you have to have heart, in my